What's up, y'all? It's your girl Stacy Intuitive. Welcome back to my channel. So I have just been on quite the journey of figuring out what to add on this channel. So if you're new here, this is actually great because everything is going to be new at this point. I've kind of decided a completely new way of going. I've just been waiting for everything to finally flow through me, my creativity, and hence the title. I've decided that we're going to do vlog style, and today we're going to be talking and showing you guys through my journey of kind of releasing codependency, getting out of my codependent situation, and kind of becoming more emotionally independent and reclaiming my power and my sense of happiness and my emotions and blah, 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 blah. We'll get into it, but I've always wanted to share like the wisdom that I get on a daily, but it feels a little bit consuming to like get the wisdom and then figure out when to make the content. So it's much better if I'm just always kind of like doing this vlog style, like this is what the phase is that I'm at, and this is the internal wisdom that's coming through. So I'm gonna try this out. The concept might not make sense as I'm explaining it. Hopefully it does, but you guys will see. I'm just gonna pick up the camera when I have a moment of that. Literally having something in the frame. Sorry. Laneige Cream Skin, so good. And I get to have like little moments like that of like maybe showing you guys my skincare and stuff. Like I've always wanted it to be like authentic me, like sharing me, but I've also wanted the wisdom side to come through. So I think I've kind of figured out how to kill two birds with one stone. We never want to kill the birds though, by the way. So let's neglect that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I feel like this is gonna be great. I feel like it combines like the fun element, but it also combines like the creative, the being in service, that whole shebang. So I really hope this resonates. And if you are also trying to overcome codependency, reclaim your happiness, whatever I choose to title this, and it just resonates, then this is the place for you. Let's do it together. It feels good to have like this here while I go through these things. I think this will be helpful because a lot of the time the spiritual journey, at least for this personal phase for me, is a little bit of a solitary one. So it's nice to kind of invite people on that little, I don't know, the train with you, if we want to call it that. All right, guys, I will see you in the next clip. Okay, guys, I'm back with another portion. So something that's coming up for me, I actually made a TikTok about this. Go follow your girl on TikTok at Stacy Intuitive if you would like. But, you know, we're trying to overcome the codependency. The name of this video should have a broader scope because it's just going to be what comes to me. But I was guided by this phase of overcoming the codependency and reclaiming my power, in a sense. And really what's coming up for me today specifically is this concept of like, yesterday I purged a lot of emotions as it related to feeling like I've never had anyone come to rescue me in terms of my emotions. I've never had anyone to come support me through my emotions, be there for me for my emotions, specifically when the emotions were like caused by another source in some way. Since I was very young, I remember having emotional experiences or whatever and having to deal with them on my own, whether it be just because like me and my family didn't talk about certain emotional things, or because like maybe I would be in conflict with a family member who wasn't comfortable coming and comforting me when they're in their own emotional states, whatever have you. Either way, I just remember being very young and having to deal with emotional things on my own. I remember one of my most vivid memories is like, you know, when you be sad or like crying or something, just like in my room by myself as a young child. And, you know, that was a very disempowering state, a disempowering kind of thing that I lived with for a very long time. God has worked very hard with me over the past whatever part of my journey to get me to a point of emotional strength. And it's still something that I'm still like in the path of right now, but this most recent phase is kind of trying to empower that narrative and know, okay, although I am able, although I don't expect maybe people to come to my rescue or come to support me in times of emotional despair, I can transmute that energy of pain and disappointment into something of power, because now I do find myself in emotional circumstances, and through all of the growth and things and having to go through whatever I've had to go through, I do find myself able to be emotionally secure within myself, emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, emotionally available, and that's what we've been working towards. So there's this big healing energy that's kind of just like coursing through me. And I wanted to share that because I think that a lot of people maybe have that same experience. If you've ever felt kind of like emotionally isolated or alone, there is this empowerment factor that can happen in being able to be emotionally independent and, you know, being able to be emotionally secure. Now, that's not to belittle the beauty in being supported through your emotions or coming together in an emotional sense with others who care about you. There's such beauty in that, but there's also beauty in knowing that you don't need to be codependent and looking for someone else to validate your emotions. So if you kind of have a similar kind of narrative to me, and it leads to this emotional codependence and like seeking for people to validate your emotions, there is this empowerment factor that wants to come through. And instead of feeling in that emotion of like, ugh, nobody cares about my emotions, or just the despair of that experience, there is this empowering factor of like actually kind of like enacting that internal strength over your mental space and actually owning the fact that you have that emotional security and independence and all of that, like owning it as something that's a strength rather than a weakness. Because I noticed that I was kind of seeing it as a weakness, like, or kind of seeing myself like unworthy of that. But once I kind of was initiated this week into like seeing the value of my emotional states, whether it be happiness, sadness, whatever, valuing my own emotional well-being and availability towards myself, it kind of like catalyzes other energy of like empowering myself in that being able to take care of my emotional states is a superpower, and being able to show up for myself in that way is a superpower, is a blessing, rather than feeling like, you know, going through it alone makes me unworthy or makes me unwanted or whatever. I have the strength to enact those emotions, and it makes me all the more powerful because I don't need it from others, but I also have more space to appreciate it from others when it comes through, because I have space for myself as well, right? So I just wanted to share that, like, as I go through this, like, getting over this codependency and stuff, specifically emotionally, realizing that whatever I'm experiencing right now with whoever, whatever, I don't need them to come validate my feelings or make me feel better. I actually have the power to do that on my own, especially in times where I thought that I couldn't. And not to say that, again, that I devalue it if people do come through for me or whatever, but it's to say I am strong enough and to acknowledge my own strength. So we'll get back into a little bit more, but I did want to share that because that's so important if you're trying to regain like emotional autonomy and internal power and strength. So yeah. All right, guys, so I'm just sitting here shuffling up some cards, chilling. Right now I'm using the Sacred Traveler Oracle, if you guys are familiar with that. But nonetheless, just doing some self-reflection as I do. And what I'm just really realizing right now is that this time for me is truly about initiating personal power, realizing what personal power is, and honestly just kind of like understanding in my power, my ability to assert myself in this world, to show up in this world as an individual with autonomy, with beliefs, with the truth, you know? So as I'm kind of like coming into this energy where I'm being asked to set boundaries, to be strong over myself, to not let other people, you know, empower themselves over me in whatever way, I am learning how to kind of gain a grasp of my personal power, which is a big thing because I feel like for me, growing up, personal power was something that was very much threatened in a way, like not in a bad way, but in the sense that my parents were very strict. And so personal power was something that, it was a concept that I am constantly having to learn what it is, right? Having to empower myself and having to give myself a voice, advocate for myself, and understand what it means to uphold my own personal power, my boundaries, my limitations, my availability, and things like that. And so this is a beautiful time of just recognizing my own personal power. And this time for me, although I have changes and things coming in, forcing me out of codependency, is not to make me feel disempowered or sad, but to show me that I can do it, and that when I'm making changes for myself, that they can be for myself. Right? Like, how crazy is that to young me? Like, wow, I can make changes for myself. I can assert myself in my own reality, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of changes happening. And I know I've kind of been beating around the bush about like coming out of codependency, but really, I think I would just describe it as in connections. I feel like I've been kind of codependent in the sense that I haven't allowed my own emotions to take priority. And at times, in not allowing my emotions to be the priority, not allowing myself, my boundaries and things to be the priority, I found that other people were empowered over me. And not in a terrible way, but just in the sense that that's what the dynamic created time and time again, because I was already available for that dynamic. And so just taking a stand to like really stand on my boundaries for myself, not for others, or not to get anything out of others, being okay with like rejection or people like being upset at me or whatever, and just choosing me. That's what I'm kind of being initiated to. And that's why I say like this energy of personal power is really coming through, because I'm really being called to activate this personal power and recognize what it means to be empowered over my own reality. In that God created me, God gave me a voice, God gave me this individuality, and so I need to live it out in the most authentic and true way possible to me. So yeah, big things, y'all, big things. Alrighty guys, I'm back for my little good night. I'm just doing my skincare, just brush my teeth and everything. So yeah, this is how I'm gonna kind of say goodnight, but this is the gist of the vlog really. It's just the day-to-day of my healing process within my spiritual journey and my journey to the self, my journey with God. And yeah, that is what I'm sharing. My intention has always been to like share what I learned on my journey, and what better way to do it in real time. I think this feels right, but you know, I've had many moments of this feels right, but I think that every time like I get more refined in what I wish to share, it really just has brought me like closer and closer. Like it's like maybe I'm like, oh, I want to do something easy, so then I start doing something that initially seems easy. It's just been like piece by piece, and this feels like another piece. This feels really good. So yeah, if I'm gonna be doing this crazy self journey, might as well monetize it. No, just joking. Literally, that joke has been in my head for a while, so I wanted to actually say it like as I have been filming this video today. It was just a funny joke, but no, I'm excited to do this. I've always been like wanting to figure out how to best express that authenticity that's so important to me in a way that also feels like easy and flowing and, I don't know, real. This is a Tower 28 spray. I love this stuff. I kind of like put it, the first I do that cream skin toner that I told you guys about earlier. I love this toner. It's so good. It's like a moisturizing toner. And I spray that. And then I go into my Snail Mucin. I have a new one, but we're just going to use this little baby one to finish it up. If you guys didn't know, I actually work at Sephora, so I get a lot of free products. This isn't from Sephora, it's from Ulta, but if you see my skincare and like, dang, she has an extensive routine, it's because I literally have so many products that I literally don't need. Really this important products are like the hydration ones though. Anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, it's always been about figuring out what really works for me, what feels good for me, and yeah, on this path. So I'm really excited for that. This is just what this will be every day, and it actually allows me to just like film. And I think that I've always had this pressure to do like these long vlogs, like because of what I've seen of vlogs, like seeing people doing things, but it's very possible to have like a day-to-day vlog that is really just focusing on you on your journey kind of, and the thoughts and things that emerge from that space. I feel like it can be truly, and then Hyaluronic by the Inky List. I feel like it can be really helpful just to see this type of journey in real time. And I don't know, even if it's not helpful, I hope that it's entertaining. But I believe that it has the power to be both helpful and entertaining. So I'm excited to continue to share this with you guys. But yeah, this is kind of like my good night. I'm trying to think if I have any other messages. Obviously, we'll get deeper into it. This is day one, so we will try to start this again tomorrow. So I don't want to try to like force everything into one. This is a whole series, y'all. Ignore the shirt. It's a night shirt, and I just use my fan. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I'm just really trying to like allow myself to enjoy life. Again, I feel like the spiritual journey just got so serious for me for a while. And now I'm just focused on self-care and, you know, self-love and all those things, so that I can like really show up in the world, not only as a like spiritual being, but also having that human experience, which is such an important aspect of the spiritual journey, you know, of human existence, not just the spiritual journey, but human existence in general. Just showing up for it all. So that's what your girl is doing. The moisturizer I've been using, Skin Fix gel moisturizer. Love this, especially if you have clog prone skin. Love this one. I have like this small one and another small one, and I had a small one before this, before I'm buying the big one. I have the big one that I got in free products of the cream version. I don't really love that one because it does have shea, but this one, it's so good. No comedogenic ingredients. But yeah, basically, as I was saying, like, honestly, I kind of completely forgot what I was saying, but most importantly, I'm just here and I'm happy to be here, and I'm trying to like enjoy life and prioritize good feelings and saying yes to things. So I'm just really excited to take you guys along the rest of the journey with me. Last thing that I really use, I'm gonna do some acne treatment, but I'll do that off camera. This is like some salicylic and whatever. But then I like to go ahead and do my Tatcha lip sleeping mask, the Kiss You mask. So good. I've used the Laneige one. I've been using the pharmacy one that just came out, the Apple one. I really love the Tatcha one, is all I have to say. But I really like the texture of the Apple one from pharmacy too, but I think that's more of a daytime one. I can use this one anytime. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I had a really fun time filming this. Even if nobody watches this one, I'm excited to continue this series. And if you ever come back to this video after having found me at whatever point of this journey, I'm so happy to have you here. And I hope that I inspire some of you on my journey. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.